Good afternoon, City of Refuge. It's good to see you. I'm back with you here on another week for another week. It looks like this is my spot to communicate with you guys from. Wanted to just touch base with everybody and share with you guys some reminders and some updates. There are a lot of things that are changing as everything is so fluid and is changing around us. We're changing some things as well to meet needs, but also to keep ourselves connected and to stay faithful to the leadership that we've been giving. Or given, excuse me. So a few reminders we'll start with. First of all, worship service will be Sunday at 10 o'clock on Facebook Live. Thank you for those that have been able to watch and those that have been willing to share. I pray that they have been helpful and that they've been useful for you. The sermons are still being uploaded on YouTube and the website every week for those that are more comfortable just listening to the sermon rather than being part of the service. Want to let you know that we have a great team that's working to make these broadcasts more efficient, to improve the quality. This is all new for us, but I'm so grateful for David and Amanda and now Alex that are just pitching in their time and their energy. Some people have asked, so I'll go ahead and let you know here, we will continue doing the live stream even after we are free to meet together again. This is something that we've been talking about for a while, and so this has given us a great opportunity to test it out, to work through all the kinks, to make it efficient, and to hopefully make it effective as well. So please continue to tune in on Sunday mornings through Facebook Live. Also, we're still collecting food for the community. The police department, the school district, Holy Light, Sisterhood, and some of the other organizations within town are continuing to feed children every day of the week. There are different places that the kids can go. The Food Bank of South Jersey is also coming in with donations during the course of the week. In fact, this week we were able to deliver everything that you guys brought to us to Holy Light on Thursday. And when we got there, and we had a car full, couldn't see out of any of the mirrors. It was as full as our vehicle could get. When we got there, they were so excited because they had just run out of groceries. And so they had nothing left but the bagged lunches. And so we were able to restock their pantry and were able to help. So please, if you are able, continue to donate. A couple of specific things they've asked for. They started this week giving out milk and eggs when they were able. If you have the ability to donate milk and eggs, the families in the neighborhoods would greatly appreciate it. And so you can continue to bring those here. We will refrigerate them until they are delivered. If you have any questions, just reach out to us. I want to remind you that we are still in Seek God for the City. We've got 9 days left, and I just want to encourage you to let's finish strong with that. If there was ever a better time to be praying daily together, prayers of biblical hope, this is that time. Pastor Mike from Grace Alliance and I will continue doing Tuesday and Thursday this coming week as we go through the last week of Seek God for the City. And so please feel free to join with us. And also just to let you know, we are working together with Grace Alliance to do a live stream Good Friday service. Our plan was to meet together and finish Seek God for the City on Good Friday, so we want to just keep that plan, and we're working to make a live stream service, so all of those details will be available for you guys when I come back next week. So those are our reminders. Now for some updates, for some things that have been changing. As this continues to stretch, there are things that are really important that we find a way to do. And so one of those things is prayer meeting. So this Monday night, we will resume our prayer meeting. We'll be doing it through Zoom video conferencing. So the way that works is you can use your computer or a cell phone. You'll be emailed a link and a passcode, and then it's not something that's live broadcast. It's just something that just those that are in the meeting can see and hear and be a part of. And so we want to continue praying together, praying for each other, and praying for the needs of our community and the world that we're living in. And so you will, if you're already on our email list, you'll get an email with all the details, and just join in Monday night at 7 o'clock, and we will be praying from 7 to 8 as we usually do. If you're not on our email list and you'd like to be on the list and or you would like to take part in the prayer meeting, would you just send us a message, just a direct message here at our Facebook page, and we'll be sure to get you added to the list and be able to include you in the Zoom prayer meeting on Monday night. In the same vein of things that need to continue, this Wednesday night we will resume Bible study. We'll be doing Bible study through Facebook Live at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. We will pick up with Revelation chapter 5, verse 8, where we left off a few weeks ago, where we start to talk about the response of heaven to the presence of the Lamb. And so, is there a better time for us to study the book of Revelation with so much misinformation, with so many misguided but well-meaning ideas? It is a great time for us to just dig into the Scriptures and hear what the Scriptures truly say, rather than what we've heard they might be saying. So again, we'll be doing that through Facebook Live at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. Melissa is going to help me by sort of using Facebook, and you'll be able to share and type in your questions, and she's going to help me by sharing your questions with me as we go through, just kind of slowing me down or stopping me so that I can answer questions along the way, because I can't do both things at once. There's no way I can keep my mind on my notes and also be reading your comments and questions at the same time. So she's going to sort of proctor that for us as we go through. For those that may be wondering about it, we are also going to be talking to the small group leaders about trying to use Zoom to resume small groups. I know the small groups miss each other. I know you have your text chains and your different things that you've been using to keep in contact, but seeing each other and being together is really important. So this week I'll be talking to the small group leaders to see if we can use Zoom to continue that. So you'll hear about that soon. On Easter Sunday, because we have to assume that we will still be in the same situation on Easter Sunday. On Easter Sunday, we are going to take communion together virtually. So I want to encourage you to prepare yourself for that spiritually, but also physically. When you do your shopping, get some juice, get some bread, whether unleavened or not. That's completely up to you. There is no right way, there is no wrong way. But we will be taking communion together on Easter Sunday during the live stream. And then the last update that I want to share with you today is please be praying for our friends and our partners in General Santos. General Santos is under a stay-home order, and they are being very strict about it, thank God, to stop the spread of the coronavirus there. But it has ripple effects throughout the community, as you may know. They are the only things open are the grocery stores and the pharmacies at this point. And so One Life Ministries and Spencer and Sally's Ministries and Gospel Clown and the ministries that go forth in the mountains, a big part of those ministries is feeding the hungry, is feeding especially the children. And so it will become difficult as time drags on. And so let's be praying for them, for God to open doors, for God to give them favor, for God to provide what's needed so that those that are dependent upon the churches for food will still be able to get their food. And if God moves your heart that you'd like to give specifically more than you usually would, please just go ahead and send it. On our website, there is a spot for Philippines giving. If you give there, all of that, 100% will go toward the work that happens in General Santos. We are committed to being faithful to our missions giving, and if we can actually increase that and be more generous, I think that the Lord would bless it, and I know that it is needed. Also, you've probably heard just within the last 48 hours, General Santos has had an earthquake. All of our friends, all of our partners are safe, but when you add an earthquake to a quarantine, the spirits need to be lifted. And so let's continue to pray for our brothers and sisters and hold their hands up while we can. Real briefly, as I finish this with you, because I don't want to keep you but so long, I know that many of us are being inundated by videos and messages and devotionals, and I really waver on whether I want to enter into that or not. And yet I know that many of you are looking to me for leadership, and I know that as I'm praying and as I'm praying for you and for where we are, that there are things God puts on my heart that I think are really important that I take the time to share with you. And so I just want to share with you today from Isaiah chapter 60, verses 1 through 3. It says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rides upon you," or rises upon you. So the question that we have to ask is, why does the glory of the Lord rise upon us? Is it for us? Does the glory of the Lord come rest upon His people so that His people can have something special, can feel favored, can be kept from the rest of the things that are happening throughout the world? I believe verses 2 and 3 tell us the answer to that question. It says, "For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. But the Lord will arise upon you, and his glory will be seen upon you. And nations shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your glory. The only reason that the light of Christ rests upon us is so that the light of Christ can be seen through us. And so we know that we've been given the command to be the light of the world, but today what I just want to encourage you in is this. Before we can be the light, we have to find the light for ourselves. Before we can shine brightly for the dark world around us, we have to have found and seen the light that Christ is shining for us. And so I want to encourage you, pray to see what God is doing in all of this. Find God's light. See where he is working, because as Jesus said, he is always at work. And then as experiencing God taught us, find out where God's working and simply join him in that work. As I've told you every time I've been in front of this camera, God is in this. Jesus will be glorified, and I believe that men will be redeemed through all that's happening throughout all of the earth. And so I would encourage you today, let's choose to see the light so that God can choose to use us to shine his light. Let's see our neighbors, our family members, our co-workers. Let's see the strangers and even our enemies come to know Christ, because during a time of darkness, the light of his church, of his goodness, shined through his church. That's why we're here. It's why we were saved, that the redeemed of the Lord would say so, which means to join in the work of redemption. And so today I just want to encourage you in what we've been encouraging you in every week. Keep praying, keep serving, keep connecting with each other. I've been so blessed to get texts, to get emails, to get phone calls from you, just telling me about what God's doing, about how you've had opportunities. Some of you are witnessing. Some of you reached out and told me that you've been going to your neighbors and asking them if there are prayer needs, asking them if there are things you can pick up for them. I know that you're connecting with each other. Let's continue to do what God's called us to do. Let's be who we know who we're called to be. And my last encouragement, and I'm going to make this one strongly, obey the stay-at-home orders. Obey what our leaders are asking us to do. Don't be stubborn. Forgive me if this hurts anyone's feelings. Don't be ignorant. Let's do what's being asked of us, not because we understand it, not because we might even agree with it, but because those whom God has put in place are telling us what needs to be done. And our calling is to obey our leaders as if we were obeying Christ himself. And so please, keep praying, keep serving, keep connecting, and stay where you need to be and obey the rules, the orders that have been given to us. I love you guys. I'm looking forward to being with you virtually on Sunday morning. If there's anything you need, please reach out. I'm doing my best to be proactive, but I also need your help. So if you need a word, if you need a prayer, if you need help, reach out to us. We miss you, we love you, and we trust God to be glorified in you so that he can be glorified through you. God bless you, and I will see you on Sunday.